let me say this. This is a very memorable day for our graduating class. And you all are very, very important parts of the reason they are here today. So for that, we want to not only welcome them, we want to welcome you to this very special ceremony. It'll be brief, in an hour or so we'll be done, but it's a lifetime of memories that will start here today. So with that, please know we welcome you today to the McAllen Convention Center. We welcome the new class, and we hope that you are continue to be an important part of their lives in the future. So with that, please accept our thanks for being here, and congratulations to you and to our class.
Thank you, Chief. The McAllen Police Department's Honor Guard detail will now present the colors. Please stand and remain standing for the pledge and the invocation to be given by Cadet Luis Villarreal. Luis?
Left turn, march. Right shoulder, arms. Post, color. Center, feet. Please.
Will everyone please place their right hand over their hearts?
Honor Guard and all officers, please stand, arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor.
Let us pray. God, we thank you for bringing us together on this memorable day to celebrate our accomplishment with our friends and family. We are eternally grateful that you kept us in good spirit and in great health throughout our weeks in the academy. We could only ask that you continue to bless us and watch over us as we embark on our new career. Dios, te agradecemos por unirnos en este día tan memorable para celebrar nuestro triunfo con nuestras familias y amigos. Te damos gracias por mantenernos con buena salud durante la academia. Te pedimos que nos sigas bendiciendo y cuidarnos durante el resto de nuestra carrera. Amén.
Okay, we would like to continue this morning with the address to the cadets, which will be given by our city manager, Mr. Mike Perez.
Thank you, Officer. Thank you, Officer Foley. Well, it's my pleasure to be here. The apologies from Mayor Cortez. He was planned to be here, but he's a CPA, and he does a lot of court work. He's a forensic attorney, and so he's on trial today. Or he's not on trial, but he's an expert witness today, and was on we're cross-examining him and giving him a hard time, and so he texted me this morning and asked me if I would please give the short speech today to all of you. And I'd like to congratulate the nine cadets that are going to get sworn in here later today. It's a proud day for them, and it's a proud day for the family members who are here. And it's also a proud day for the city of McAllen. We have 9 people who are going to become part of our family. And part of being of this family is talking about service. Service to the citizens of this community, and service to the people who will be visiting this community. It is people like you, these 9 people out here, that the public has daily contact with. They do not have daily contact with the mayor, city commission, nor myself. The people that they are going to be coming in contact with are the citizens and the visitors of this community. And it's how they treat those people that they come in contact with is going to determine what they think of us as a community. It's how you pull them over and how you give them a ticket. And if you're speeding, well, you're speeding and you got to get a ticket. But I think, how many of you here have gotten a ticket? I know I have. Yeah, I have. In fact, I got one in George West. I guess about. And by the way, the chief and I and the city attorney when we get a ticket, we have to tell our bosses. Okay, I have to tell the mayor and city commission. And I was driving through George West, going to a meeting in Austin, and they had that construction going on there, those of you who've driven. And so I'm on the phone with Commissioner Scott. And I'm talking, and I have my phone because I don't use that wireless stuff, and I'm talking. And I'm going, I'm going 15 miles an hour because I know it's a school zone there, and I just go right there, and I look in my rear, and the lights are on, and I'm going, well, who else is he pulling over? And I pull over, and says, Commissioner Scott, I got to pull over. I pulled over, I don't know what for, so I hung up. He says, I'm going to have to give you a ticket. And I says, I wasn't speeding. He says, yeah, but you're on the phone in a school zone. Oh. I said, really? I said, I didn't see the sign. And he said, well, sir, ignorance is not going to be an excuse. I said, okay. I said, here's my driver's license, and let me get my proof of insurance, gave it to him. He gave me a ticket, and he says, and you have a nice day and a nice drive to Austin. Thank you very much. On the way back, I had to pay my $497 ticket, And now, the people in the municipal court she was not very nice to me at all, I finally told her, I says, could I talk to the officer? I'll pay him. What's wrong with you? Am I giving you a promise? Says, yes, ma'am. I says, you're not very. And then she went to the back and didn't come back for 20 minutes. Anyway. My experience with George West was very nice till I got to municipal court. So anyway, so remember, it's all of us have to be nice. Is the judge here? Okay, got out of that. Please, guys, don't tell the judge that story, because that's not going to help me. Because I've gotten a ticket here once also. I did one of those rolling stops, and she was very nice to me, but I paid my ticket. Talk about service, and so it's always about doing the right thing. Now, I always tell department heads if it passes one of these questions, 90% of the time you can go ahead and do it, and I'm sure it applies to police officers. But I call it the 3 I's. You always ask yourself: is it illegal? Is it immoral? Is it improper? If it's illegal, that's really easy. We know we shouldn't do that. Immoral, improper, you need to think about that. But there's a lot of things that you come in that you're going to experience while you're in this department that you're going to have to ask yourself that question. And so always remember that. Is it illegal? Is it immoral? Is it improper? If it passes that test, then normally you're okay to do it. You're going to end up having to give a lot of time. Being a police officer is not an 8-to-5 job. You're not going to have one of those cushy jobs, where you just go in at 8, punch out at noon, go back, punch in at 1, and then you leave at 5. You're going to have times where you're going to come in at 11 o'clock at night. And there are going to be times when you come in at 11 o'clock and you want to leave at 7, but some kind of accident occurred, some kind of crime occurred, and so you don't leave at 7. You may have to leave at 8. And in McAllen, we believe in doing all kinds of crazy events, like we were talking about New Year's Eve. And so a lot of families, New Year's, they spend it with their family, bringing in the new year. Being a police officer, you're going to be in the streets trying to protect all of us from people getting drunk and driving, or maybe having to work an accident that occurred because somebody was drinking and driving. And so you're not going to have one of those jobs that's going to be very, very comfortable. And that's going to reflect back on stress on the family. I have, people think mine's kind of 8 to 5. It really isn't. I get to the office at 6:30 in the morning, and I try to leave around 6. And I normally work part of a Saturday almost all the time. And if anything major happens, I'm out at night because I get called out. And it's stressful on my family. There's times when, we had plans to go to the beach for the weekend, and something happened, I have to stay. And so plans get changed. And that's very stressful to the family. And you're going to experience the same thing, because now you have family members who are police officers. Please raise your hand. Do any of you have family members who are already in law enforcement? I'm assuming yes. Then you already know what you have to do. It's not an easy job, and it causes a lot of stress with the partners and with the children. Sometimes you're not going to be there for the recital because you're on duty. Sometimes you're not going to be there for a little graduation because they're going to be on duty. And it does cause stress. What you can do to help these new officers is try to be understanding. Doesn't mean you have to like it, just that you understand. But that's part of the commitment to being a police officer. You cannot be successful without personal sacrifice. No one can be successful without personal sacrifice. And I'm talking, it's not just from the city manager and the police chief, but it's for the police officers. For them to be a really good police officer, there's got to be commitment, personal commitment, and personal sacrifice. And a lot of times, you're going to be at the other end of that personal sacrifice. For us to have a safe community, they may have to work overtime for either people wearing seat belts, children not being in their car seats, people drinking and driving. We have all kinds of task forces that we run that requires overtime, and they're going to have to work overtime. And believe it or not, most of that stuff occurs after 5 o'clock. So even if they have a great shift, sometimes from 7 to 3, you call that a great shift because you have to get up probably at 5:30. They may not get off at 3. And so you're going to have to try to understand that. I'm saying be happy about it, but you'll have to try to understand it. I talked about family. There's another. I talked about the 3 I's. I'm going to talk about the 3 F's. Faith, family, and friends. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, you have to remember that. Faith, family, and friends. You got to remember those things. Because sometimes you can get I shouldn't say overcommitted, but you become so engrossed in your career that sometimes you forget about faith. And sometimes you forget about family. And sometimes you forget about friends. I have no friends. I have none. I'm serious. My best friend is my wife. I have no friends. Think about what I do. The only one who wants to be my friend is someone who wants information or try to influence me. They're not my friends. Friends are people that you go to their house, that you know their children, that they've been to your home. And in my position, nobody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to have influence. If I wasn't the city manager, they wouldn't be calling me to say to have lunch. They wouldn't even know who the heck I am. Okay? But you have that opportunity. And so don't forget, faith in God, in family, your partner, your children, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. Because at the end of the day, we want you to be here, but I'm going to be honest with you, if you get real sick, as much as I appreciate you, you're probably not going to see me at the hospital. But your wife or your husband is, your mom and dad is, your brother and sister are, and your children will be. And so don't forget that. And so it's about balance. It's about having balance in life. And it sounds real simple, but it's not. I'm still married to the same lady I married 34 years ago. And she'll tell you, she says, you're lucky I'm still married to you. As much time as you work. My children once were telling me, and we had been married about, I think it was 27 years, and my children came in, and my older son, they bought some ribeyes, and they barbecued, and we were eating in the dining room table, and we had baked potatoes, and they started talking about the stories, all the places I've been city manager. Oh, yeah, remember when it was my birthday and we had the flood and we waited for the cake and you never showed up and they all laughed, ha, ha, ha. And remember the recital that got the first place and you didn't show up, ah, ha, ha. By the fourth one, wasn't laughing anymore. I didn't think it was funny at all. What I forgot was balance. And what I do now, unless it's really important that I have to be there, I try to remember my family. And so what I'm going to share with you is remember balance. Balance between career and commitment and sacrifice. Balance with family and faith. And if you're luckier than I am, you have friends and friends. I wish you all the best of luck. We're real proud to have you part of this organization, and we hope you're with us for many, many years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis. That was wonderful. Next, we'd like to present some merit awards to our cadets. If we could have the chief, Mr. Pagan, Mr. Brenham, if you'd like to join us also up at the front. Achieving the highest firearms proficiency score of a 96.2% was Cadet Tomas Barrios. Mr. Barrios? Give it to me if you want. There you go. The next merit award is the Physical Fitness Award. As you know, the cadets were up early every morning to begin physical training at 6:30 a.m. I'm sure you all joined them for breakfast before they showed up. Since March 26, these cadets ran countless miles, did countless numbers of sit-ups and push-ups, all of their own free will, and achieving the highest physical fitness score of 93% was Cadet Tomas Barrios. We have two academic awards that we give. They are for the two highest academic averages in the academy. The cadets went through over 700 hours of instruction during this academy. They took 40 exams on topics of instruction such as the Texas Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure, arrest, search, and seizure, and just last Friday, they traveled to Harlingen where they took the T-Close exam, which is their state exam. We are proud to say that all of our cadets passed with excellent scores, achieving the second highest academic average in our academy. With a 94.3% was Cadet Tomas Barrios. Our next cadet achieved the highest academic average in her class. She did so while still serving honorably in the military to her commitment to the reserves. I'd like to honor Cadet Edna Karina Rios with a 94.8% academic average. She is our valedictorian. Next, if you gentlemen would like to stay up here, please, we would like to present the diplomas and badges. This presentation will be done one at a time, and they'll pass right through in the front and then line up so you can take a picture in just a moment. Our first cadet, Luis Villarreal. Cadet Tomas Barrios. Cadet Michael Yanes. Cadet Jorge Salinas. Cadet Edna Rios. Cadet Mireya Tamez. Cadet Michael Soto. Cadet Michael Gutierrez. And Cadet Javier Gallegos. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 41st McAllen Police Academy. At this time, we would like each cadet's family member that was designated to pin on their badge to go ahead and come up to the front, please, and do so at this time.
Do solemnly swear. That I will faithfully execute. The duties of the office. Of police officer. Of the state of Texas. And will to the best of my ability. Preserve, protect, and defend. The Constitution and laws. Of the United States. And of this state. So help me God. Congratulations.
The new McAllen police officers will now recite the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
41st Academy, out and
Duty to serve, honor to protect. As a McAllen police officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard life and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all men and women's liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed, in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and regulations of the McAllen Police Department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature, or that is confided to me in my official capacity, will be kept ever secret, unless revelation is necessary in performance of duty. I will never act viciously or permit personal feelings, prejudice, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize that as my office is a symbol of public faith, and I accept that as public trust to do so long as I are true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicate myself before God to my chosen profession as a McAllen police officer.
Next, you'll be hearing from our class salutatorian and valedictorian. First, we'd like to call on our class salutatorian. You're familiar with him already, Officer Tomas Barrios.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, they didn't make it easy for me. I know I did receive those 3 awards, but for every single one of those awards, every single one of these individuals to my right over here did an excellent job and were right behind me. And they didn't make it easy for me at all. And to start off, before I begin, I would like to start off by thanking God and the wonderful city of McAllen, Texas, for affording the 41st Police Academy with an opportunity that many strive for. I would also like to thank the Police Academy training staff for instilling their wisdom and experience in all of us. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family here today and all the families gathered here today in support of their own graduate. But most of all, I'd like to thank my magnificent wife. I want to thank you for dealing with my past and future absence. You're my rock. You've raised our two beautiful boys with poise practically by yourself. And the reason I say practically by yourself is because prior to this, I did serve in the best military branch in the world, which is the United States Marine Corps, as you can tell, obviously. Hoorah. And obviously with that, you're gone a lot. Half of my enlistment, I was gone in deployments, and she stood there by me, raising our beautiful children, and she did it excellent, and I thank you. Okay. On August 18th, 2011, we began our journey here. In this building, as a matter of fact, we took our civil service exam, and from the 220 people that were administered, the McAllen Police Department, in all its infinite wisdom, decided to hire the 9 graduates you see here today. It was a rough start, but we persevered and saw past our differences and learned to work together. Now I can honestly say I've got friends and fellow officers I can depend on. It's been a privilege to be able to see the 41st Academy turn into the officers they are today. And I look forward to seeing them succeed in their future endeavors. We've been through a demanding and strenuous police academy, but in return, I believe it's brought us all closer together and made us into the elite police officers the McAllen Police Department has to offer. And in closing, all I want to say is that early in the academy, we were given an assignment, an essay, as a matter of fact, on why we wanted to become a McAllen police officer. And my answer was simple. I wanted to continue to make a difference. And now, I know it's not meant for this occasion, but bear with me. Ronald Reagan once said, some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in the world, but the Marines don't have that problem. As a United States Marine, I can honestly say that the officers of the McAllen Police Department don't have that problem. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tomas, and thank you for your service to your country. The valedictorian will now give her address, and that will be Edna Karina Rios. Ms. Rios?
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. McAllen 41st Police Academy and I would like to thank you, sincerely thank each and every one of you here today. I hope you felt the pride in this room as you walked in today, and I hope you felt the pride in this room as we stood before you and took our oath to protect and serve you, our public. The last 5 months of training were filled with extensive knowledge to prepare us for prospective roles in law enforcement. I would like to recognize the Academy training staff for their knowledge, patience, and motivation in motivating us, therefore ensuring our success. I would like to recognize the Sergeant Cáceres. I will always remember day one, every day. Thank you for your motivation. To my former fellow cadets, for all your support, dedication, and motivation, I thank you. And thank you, Giannis, for all those study guides. Finally, I would like to sincerely thank our family and friends for their sacrifice, understanding, and unconditional support as we endured these last challenging 5 months. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Our closing remarks will now be by Chief Victor Rodriguez. Chief?
Good afternoon. Mr. City Manager, Deputy City Manager Brent Branham, to our City Attorney Kevin Pagan, to all of you ladies and gentlemen that are here with us today, and of course to our graduating class. It's an honor to welcome all of you to the graduation of the 41st McAllen Police Academy. The Police Academy is a desire of every person that wants to be a police officer. If we think we want to be a police officer, the first gateway there is the police academy. So graduating the academy is very special. It marks a very significant milestone for all those that want to be police officers. And certainly for our graduating class today, you've reached that milestone. And to mark this special event, we're joined by those special to you and those to whom you are special to. And I note that in the two remarks that were made by the cadets earlier, they all thanked their families. And I want to remind them about that because this is a job that's very exciting. This is a job that can make you forget very quickly your foundation and all the hard work and all of the things that you went through to get past this point. As I watch this, and as we watch this event unfold, we see excitement, we see pride, we see some nervousness amongst some of you in the reception hall today. And we even see a sparkle in the eyes of some of our cadets, a sparkle of excitement. Today is a day of celebration. After all, what you have accomplished is no small feat. Out of approximately 200 applicants, 9 of them reached this point. And you've earned the privilege of serving the citizens of McAllen. You have done so by virtue of your individual commitment, your dedication, and above all, your perseverance to do this job. All of this would not be possible, some of you, as you have noted, without the support of those that are with you today. I respectfully suggest to you, don't forget them. You will need them, and I think you've heard that from everyone today. City manager spoke about family. We're all telling you the same thing. Don't forget them after today. This job is very, very exciting. It's very, very challenging. It's very, very consuming. But it's important to not forget what we're telling you this moment. You will need them from this point forward. You will need them from this point forward more than you have getting here today. Your accomplishment today is very much their accomplishment. I ask the cadets to take a moment when you leave here today and thank them. Thank them for the support. Thank them for being there. Thank them for being your rock. Thank them for being your foundation that got you here today. I take a moment at this time to recognize some of our staff. Particularly, I want to recognize our command staff, whom is back here, and I would ask them to rise. I know we have Captain Alcocer, Captain Delgado, Captain Luna, Javier, and Joel, and there may be others in the class. I mean, in the attendance today. They are some of our command staff here today, waiting for you to enter our job working area. So with that, thank you for being here as well. I know that we have several members of our Police Academy Advisory Board, and now Dr. White is here, and I think Mercy is over here, and anyone else, if you will please rise as well, and we'll give you a round of applause as well, and thank you again for what you do. Thank you. And of course, our training staff, beginning with Lieutenant Foley, Sergeant Cáceres, and all the staff. Would you please rise as well for a round of applause? Thank you. Everyone I've mentioned, whether it's command staff, advisory board, or training staff, all of you have participated in some way, some form to get this done today. And for that, we thank you. The city of McAllen thanks you. The citizens of McAllen extend their thanks to you for your work here. So thank you very much. To the cadets, I tell you once again, enjoy this moment. As adults, we seldom get the opportunity to spend 20 weeks together, to witness each other go through highs, go through lows, and you know you've been through highs, you know you've been through lows, to see each other go through personal experiences, to experience the bonding and friendships and the memories which in some of these will be a lifetime in lasting. This is a personal development achievement for you, but it also marks a new chapter for you, and it marks a new chapter for the citizens of McAllen. Today you enter the lives of the citizens of McAllen. The city manager spoke about service. Today you enter the service arena, and you will affect people. You've been asked to be placed in this job. In so doing, you have asked to assume a public office. We've gone through that exercise today. When you rose your right hand, you swore you would do all of those things. When you recited your code of ethics, you again affirmed what you swore to before. This is a public service position. This is a job about service. This is about public service. It sometimes can be easy to forget that. We can get caught in the day in and day out stuff that grabs us and takes us, and we forget that we are there to serve. We are there to serve the public, and in this case, principally the citizens and those people who visit our city. This is a job where trust is of the utmost. This is a job that cannot be without the public's confidence. If we ever shake that public's confidence in us, then some of us may not be here, or all of us may not be here. Each of you will be placed in a position that will impact lives every day and every moment. Your decisions, your demeanor, city manager remarked about demeanor, all of these things that I'm telling you, I was making notes here. He's saying the stuff I'm saying here, but you know, he's a city manager. No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying to you in that note is that we're all telling you the same thing. Your decisions and your demeanor and your actions have the potential to affect people for a lifetime. It's not a light responsibility. Remember that. Remember that when that excitement strikes in, when that sparkle in your eyes lights up. I would suggest to you that the greatest sense of accomplishment will be when a person simply tells you, thank you. And you will get those thank yous when you do the right thing. I ask you to remember today. I ask you to remember what's been told to you today, what we've said to you, what our statements have been to you today. And I ask you to do the right thing today, do the right thing tomorrow, do the right thing always. The city manager spoke about immoral, illegal, and so on. That all is about doing the right thing. People will tell you thank you when you do the right thing. And I hope that you will always do the right thing. As you set out to do your job, please don't stop learning. Don't forget them. Remember, this is public service. And remember this, your actions. City manager cited an experience today, which he still remembers. Your actions will impact lives, and sometimes that impact can last a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 41st class of the McAllen Police Department Academy, and to them, I extend our most humble congratulations and our best wishes for great success for every one of them. For success by them, for them, will be your success as well. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Before releasing our class one final time, I would like to extend a thanks to the Academy staff, Francisco Cáceres, our sergeant, Sonia Barron, Richard Suarez, Rene Hernandez, John Science, and Tanya. Thank you all for those extra hours you put in to make sure this class made it through, and made it through they did. Congratulations to all of you. I would now like to have Sergeant Francisco Cáceres dismiss the academy for the last time. Sergeant Cáceres? This concludes the graduation exercise for the 41st Academy. We're going to have them line up right here in just a moment for some photos with our staff and with our chief and the dignitaries that have come. Thank you. God bless you all, and God bless the new McAllen police officers and our staff.